friends, it's Jennifer from Live, Laugh, Love to Read. Today we're going to be doing something different. I'm going to be making homemade lunch meat, homemade summer sausage. So if you've not seen any of my other videos, then you wouldn't know this, but I've talked about before where I have a lot of food allergies and food intolerances. So I make a lot of things from scratch. And one thing that I was really missing was lunch meat. So I don't know, it's probably been 5 or more years ago. I found a recipe for homemade summer sausage on the internet, and I don't know where I found it at now, or I would link it. But anyhow, I've been making it for a long, long time. So I normally make this for my lunches. I make it up, and then I flash freeze it, and then put it in a baggie. And then I can have it for my lunches as a source of protein. So I usually will have it with some gluten-free crackers and a gluten-free muffin, or I'll have it with chips and a gluten-free muffin. I have taken this to like Thanksgiving or Christmas and make like a little tray with it, you know, like cheese and crackers and like grapes. And everybody loves it. They're like, man, this summer sausage is so good. I'm like, thanks, I made it. But anyway, so I will put the recipe in the description box below, and let's just get on to it. Okay, so this is what you need to get started to make homemade lunch meat or summer sausage, basically. You're going to need 2 pounds of ground chuck or 2 pounds of ground round. I've used both. I like the ground chuck better. Tastes a little better, I think, with a little bit more fat in it. And then your stand mixer. You can do this without a stand mixer, but the only thing about that is it's hard to get the seasoning distributed. So I always use my stand mixer. And then we have 2 tablespoons of seasoned salt, a tablespoon of paprika, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of mustard powder, a half a teaspoon of mustard seed, and a half a teaspoon of pepper. So we're just going to put all that in our stand mixer with our seasoning and mix it up. So I got my meat in the stand mixer. In goes all of my seasoning. And then what I like to do is put a towel over the front of that because it likes to spray everywhere. And still, you want to do it slow. Turn it off, do it slow. Because if you don't, it's going to go everywhere. Even with your towel there, I think it will. Okay, so now, take the towel away, and then let it go, lock it. And you can see it's still spitting out meat a little bit. That's okay, we'll pick it up. So what I like to do is let it go for maybe a minute, and then I turn it off. And what I'll do is I'll reach in there and I will kind of move it around to where I want it. So you can see how it's like all clumped on there. So like get it all off and then turn it back on. And my counters are clean, so I'm just going to throw that back in there. And then one more time, kind of knock all that off and do it a little bit longer. I don't know, you don't want to over mix it, but you definitely want your seasonings distributed. Because I have done it where I didn't use the mixer. Yeah, not a good idea because it doesn't get the seasoning mixed up at all. So now what we're going to do is we are going to make 2 logs. You could probably make 1 big log, but I like to do 2 because I like summer sausage size. So yeah, you really could do 1 big one, but like I said, I like to do 2. So distribute your meat your seasoned meat on two heavy duty foil, and then we're going to form these into logs. So form it into logs and then roll it over until you make a log shape. I'm going to wash my hands. Hang on just a second. So now we have 2 logs. Put those in the refrigerator for 24 hours. And then I'll tell you what to do next. Okay, so after your summer sausage has been in the refrigerator for 24 hours, take it out, line you a sheet pan with some foil or parchment paper or whatever you want to do. And then you're going to poke holes all along the top and the bottom of your rolls. Put your oven on 300, and then you're going to bake it for 2 hours. And then after the 2 hours is up, take its temperature. It should be 165. And then, so this is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. And then what you're going to do after it cools off for about an hour, put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it comes out of the refrigerator after being in there for 24 hours. It's kind of ugly right now, but when we cut it up, you'll see it looks a lot better than that. So this is what it looks like inside. That pink color is from the paprika and the seasoned salt. So what I do is I flash freeze mine. So you can see I've got all of my summer sausage laid out. Line your pan. That's what I do. That way it's easier to clean. And then I stick it in the freezer just like this. And then I put it in baggies. That way it doesn't stick together. Okay, so here it is, ready to go in the freezer. Pop it in the freezer, and then put it in baggies, and then that way you can just pull out you a little bit before you want to have it for lunch or whatever. And I do sometimes will wrap this up for like a Christmas present or something, or if I'm going to do that, I'll make it a little prettier on the ends, but this is just for my lunches, so. But sometimes I take it to Thanksgiving or Christmas for, you know, like anything that, like a potluck or anything. Take it and do it for, put it on a pretty plate, put you some cheese and crackers, maybe some grapes. It's really good. Everybody loves it, especially my dad. My dad's like, man, this summer sausage is really good. I'm like, I made it. But anyway, that's how it looks, and all right, that's what it looks like when it comes out of the freezer. So then I just bag it all up in this baggie, put it in the freezer, and then when I want it for my lunches, I just reach in and grab me a few, set them out on the counter, and they take about 15 or 20 minutes to thaw, and then it's good to go. So the recipe will be in the description box below. And if you make it, you gotta leave a comment and let me know how it came out. All right, guys, so that's all I got for today. If you like this video, give me a like and a subscribe. And make sure you check back if you're here for the books, because I'll have more coming up soon. Thanks, friends. I'll see you next time.